Hi, everyone. Schoolhouse Intuitive. Thanks so much for tuning in. Welcome, Libras. I have a few surprises for you. First of all, the first surprise is that I'm doing a reading today. I wasn't going to. The second surprise is that I changed my background. I'm testing out different setups for Christmas time. So the next reading, your weekly reading on Sunday, you'll see a different background. And then so I'm trying this out. I'm going to see if it works. And I personally like it. We'll see. And then the third surprise, that's only for those of you interested. So I will go ahead and get into the reading first and then talk about that one after. So some cards for Libra, tarot oracle cards, channeled messages for the Libra. Oh my goodness. Ooh, whoa. It's slippery. It's a blessing though, or blessings. So here we have blessings. This is a major life change, okay? It could bring great blessings in some way. I'm going to tell you, I don't always feel this, but this says expect the unexpected. There's a magical moment. For some of you, the thing I'm going to say that you're not expecting is it could be a soulmate. You know me, I don't focus on just romance here, but it could be a soulmate in some way. Now, soulmates don't have to be romantic either, but something is starting here for some of you. Oh my. And we have reconciliation. Really? Okay. Reconciliation. Bottom of the deck, treasure. Ooh, Libra, what is it? So we have possibly someone from your past returning. Just remember, it's up to you, right? It's up to you. And they're not necessarily the blessing. For some of you, you'll be like, yeah, that is a blessing. Again, doesn't have to be romantic. And then treasure, an unexpected windfall soon will be yours. This is about knowing you can have it all. It's a very auspicious time. Some of you are getting some sort of what feels like a promotion, a step up, or steps forward. And also, I'm getting for some of you, clairaudiently, your obligations have been met. So it's maybe you're coming to the end of a contract or a time period where you felt like you had to stick with something for a certain time. It could literally be an actual like annual subscription even, but the obligation's been met. Or maybe you feel like you did what you could in a certain relationship and now you're moving on. So that sort of thing. What else do we have? Whoa. Oh, what's unfolding, Libra? Something's unfolding. What could it be? You know, writing could be very healing for some of you right now. And it could also be it could help you clarify some things. So this says you've closed a chapter in your life and the story's not over though. So give it time to unfold and see it through to the end. Let's get into tarot. The Cheeky Tarot by Danila Siano. All the decks I use are down below. What do we have for Libra? What do we have for Libra, please? Oh my goodness. You know what I was hearing, Libra, too, as I was shuffling? Bee's knees. I feel like someone totally thinks you are the bee's knees. All right. And here's the Empress card, though. That's one of our cards, Libra, and I love seeing it connecting to the blessings card. For some of you, this is a big change, or maybe you're hearing of even someone else close to you, they're pregnant or something like that, because I'm getting this fertility energy. Now, it doesn't have to be an actual pregnancy. It could be that, you know, you're feeling as though you're able to create. It's a much more fertile time. So with regard to anything, you know, career, money, love, whatever it is, right? Again, some of you, though, we're remembering that you've closed something. And that's why this can even come in. We have the Seven of Cups. Decisions, Libra. Which way will you go? Which way will you go? It could be confusing. So I'm going to say, because it's the Seven of Cups is underneath that reconciliation card, be aware of manipulation, okay? There's one particular person, I was getting this before the reading, there's one particular person or a particular group or something, like a setting you're in, like work or somewhere, or even family, unfortunately, where they might not necessarily be looking out for your best interest. And I only say that because in your pre-shuffle, you had the frenemies card. And so I feel like because we don't get that card often, we need to really kind of pay attention to it. So, and now I'm getting this Seven of Cups under a reconciliation. Seven of Cups, remember, can sometimes be illusion, confusion, delusion. You know, it could be someone trying to convince you of something that's like, you know, not true. It could be a distraction of some kind, but, you know, just make sure you're making good choices. Someone could also be like in fantasy land. They're coming back thinking, oh, nothing bad happened. Let's get back to where we started. No, and you're like, yeah, no, I can't just forget about what happened. So there's just this energy of that, though. I'm actually, I am getting a name too. I hear a name like Tyler too. So there's that. And that could be connected to anything. It doesn't have to be this reconciliation thing, but if it is, whoa, how interesting, right? Here's the Knight of Cups, though, Libra. You need to follow your heart, do what makes you happy. Okay, you're on a healing journey, a lot of you, and you're really focusing on having it all, really. And there's nothing here that says you can't. In fact, I'm feeling as though with these cards, it looks like you can. So hang in there, though. Have some faith, okay? And let's see what this is. It flipped. Just the one that kind of showed to the camera. I didn't see it. Okay, so we have the King of Cups. King of Cups here. So you go from a Knight of Cups to a King of Cups. Some of you, maybe all you had before was like a Knight of Cups, and now you're waiting. You're having, not waiting, but you're more in line with the energy of like a King of Cups. Either that's you or someone else. But this is somebody who, it's king status. Male, female doesn't matter in tarot. It's just the energy. So the king's not going to be knocked down, knocked off their throne just because of what's going on around them. Yeah, things have been rocky, but they have really, good head on their shoulders, so to speak. And this is someone who's definitely a leader. Yeah, they have a balance, that emotional control, things that we Libras strive for. What else? Ooh, the Star card. We haven't seen the Star in a little bit. There she is. All right, Star card, healing. Very nice. Very nice. And it's a wish come true too. And it's like, you'll see they're pouring some on land and some into this pool of collective consciousness, you could call it. It's really rebuilding, promises being filled. There's hope here. And it's really focusing again on your own self, on how do you feel, like Knight of Cups, right? Following their heart. How do you feel? Doing what's best for you with whatever this decision is, and disregarding, unfortunately, sometimes we do have to disregard someone else's opinion or feelings, right? Yeah, it's nice to say, oh, I care what everybody thinks. But a lot of us, well, the older you get too, the less you care, right? About like what others, you focus more on, you have this one lifetime right now anyway. You live this life one time. Who knows about others, right? But yeah, this is like really focusing on what's important. And it's under the Empress. It's like, how can you really make the most of an opportunity you're given? Because I feel Ace of Pentacles vibes. I do. This is like you're getting an opportunity, and how are you going to shine, and how are you going to maximize this opportunity? Really make one win and take one win and turn it into 8 wins, Oh my, or how about 10 wins with this 10 of Cups? Yay, Libra. Oh my goodness. That's the dream come true. That's the happily ever after. Yeah, some of you will be reconciling with family or so just someone from your past in general, because that can tie into love and family and connections. And you have the King of Pentacles here. There seems to be a number of people now in this reading. You have 3 court cards. And the King of Pentacles, they know how to turn, like I said, they can take a win and turn it into 10, right? They can take one thing and turn it into they know how to invest properly, right? And they believe in themselves. Again, they are a king. They are super stable where they are. So this is about you acquiring that stability and you feeling as though you have it all. This is definitely a very auspicious time for you. Luck. It's a lucky period of time right now, it feels like. Things can really change. Okay, what fell? Okay, we have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. 8 of Pentacles in reverse. But we really need to focus and ignore those distractions. Some of you might feel as though, yeah, again, there's a lack of focus, or you're dealing with other people's laziness. That can be frustrating, right? But in the upright, it would be mastering your craft, having the high standards, it would be promotion. And I was feeling promotion vibes. But there's something here, like if it's not, like if it hasn't happened yet, make sure you're really like doing what you can, even during this holiday season, to be really buckling down and focusing on what it is you need to focus on, and not getting swept away by any sort of drama around you. All right. Or sometimes, we start projects and then we have a hard time finishing them. This is encouraging you to finish your project so that you can move on energetically, and some of you physically. You have the Five of Wands, right? So there is a potential for conflict here, just for people not necessarily, wanting the same things or having the same goal in mind. Kind of this energy of like everyone sort of looking out for themselves and no one else. That's an energy right now. This is just, a current energy check, right? A little energy update here. With the Four of Swords, what you're going to want to do is, again, you're going to want to, focus. And one way to do that is you may have to, in order to really get clear on what direction you, Libra, want your life to go in, and you're gonna want to step back, probably reflect, rejuvenate. Maybe surround yourself with people who are definitely supportive. And if you don't have that, can you look up some inspiring content on YouTube, or about others, like just motivational type things. All right, what else? Four of Pentacles. Sometimes we have to get psyched ourselves, right? We got to find that ourselves, because we're not going to get it from our current environment. We have to bring it in. We have to find it and bring it in. The Four of Pentacles, you're going to know when to open your heart again, and you'll know when it's safe to open up again, or when you need to sort of retract your energy. Some of you are taking your energy back. Again, you're wanting, I was going to say, you're wanting that clarity. And sometimes we do have to step aside or step back in order to get it. But we have the King of Pentacles here. This is an extremely decisive energy. They see very clearly, right? And they're in tune. They're on top of that King of Cups here, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. What I love seeing about this is that you're about to finish, you're about to finalize something, it looks like. Some of you are coming to the end of an agreement, or I was hearing clairaudiently, your obligations, your terms of agreement have been met. Okay, so you're like able to move on to the next thing. But we really need to just kind of do those last few things, maybe by the end of the year, or this end of this quarter, or whatever, to really make sure that we're something has loose ends have been tied up, and you can now really move on, and knowing that you've again, what I keep hearing is like met your obligation or the agreement. So some sort of commitment could be coming to an end, but it's so you will rise is what I'm hearing. It's and then we rise. So you're going to the next level for some of you. But be very mindful of what's going on in the environment, who you're letting in your environment. I have cards of environment here that are kind of giving me an indication of that, namely the King of Pentacles and this the reconciliation with the Seven of Cups. Like, it kind of feels that's not necessarily environment, but it's like what's in the Eight of Pentacles reverse. Those are telling me that like what's going on around you, and the Five of Wands, like it does have the potential to cause chaos, conflict, drama. But I love seeing the fact you have three kings, Libra. You have three kings supporting you with this closing that chapter, bringing in that windfall for some of you, creating, bringing in these great blessings. So yeah, prepare. You want to prepare for the unexpected, almost like plan for the worst and hope for the best. Is that it? That kind of thing. So yeah. What else? Like not losing sight of where you want to go and where you've come from even. I'll keep this reading brief. Your reading for Sunday, it'll be 10:10 Eastern Standard Time. If I didn't say that already, that's your weekly reading. This one's a bonus. And then if you're new to the channel, welcome. I do generally post Friday afternoons is kind of a bonus. And then I do Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I post Tuesday and Thursdays as well. 10-11 usually in the morning Eastern Standard Time. 11-11 I've been liking lately for that. Except when I do the 12-12 reading, maybe that'll be 12-12. I don't know. Yeah, let's see what else. High Priestess. Oh, there's so much value to backing away, like retracting your energy. It feels like there's going to be a lot of benefit to that, because you're really you're going to, by silencing the voices on the external, you're going to turn that volume up on your own intuition. They're really wanting you to do that, like my guides, that is, or the guides. All right. Oh, we have the 11-11. There's the Four of Wands. And I just said, like in 11:11. And yeah, you have a wish come true. Look at the ladybug there. This is a win, Libra. This is totally a win. There's no doubt about it. But it's going to basically, it's not going to come from out there. Like the answers you're seeking aren't necessarily from out there. It's like it'll come from within. Maybe, and if you're not sure about your intuition, maybe finding someone who can help you with that. A mentor, coach, or even a friend or someone online, even that's like good, that can maybe confirm things for you or help you get to the bottom of something that you're receiving intuitively even. So I mean, these readings even can do that, right, to some degree. But I always say, you know your situation best. Follow your own intuition first and foremost, right? There's the Justice card. It's your truth that matters. Your own personal truth will be your superpower at this point. Okay, that's our card, Libra. You have Justice and the Empress. Those are both of our cards right there in the same reading. I love that. But I do feel there's this need, like a perspective shift. Hierophant, yeah, you have your own wisdom, your own spiritual wisdom. But as I said, some of you may want this, when I see the Hierophant, I do think either you're the teacher or you're learning new things. So this can be a card of mentorship. But it can also be with Justice and the Hierophant. There could be something going on with an institution. It could be, even with Justice card, it could be like legal stuff or some sort of a traditional commitment in some way. All right. So it's like, I feel as though an obligation has been met and now you're free to move on. You're free to soar is what I just heard channeled. So you've met your obligation with something. And that can mean different things, right? Doesn't have to all mean the same thing. I love the High Priestess on top of that Star card because even though the Star card is a air energy, it has water on it and you're connecting to the cosmos and all that. And the High Priestess, Pisces energy, but it's like seeing something through to the end too. It's important here with this because the High Priestess, they see all stages of things, right? They know. They really feel their way through things, right? And so some of you, looking at this, I think it's a badger here on this card, they're blind, right? And so they're like, is it a badger? It's a mole. I think it's a mole. Yeah, it's a mole. And so they're having to sense their way through. And I feel like you're having to feel your way, sense your way through, because maybe you don't have all the information on something. Maybe that's why it's time she's like, shh, quiet, like get quiet, get still. And that's how you will overcome some sort of challenge or conflict. Okay. So yeah, this is looking really good. You have a lot of major arcana cards, tons. I mean, I'm just feeling the energy here. Let's see what else we have. Again, I'll keep this short for you. I will. And then what's it going to be? The Six of Swords. There we are. Transition time, moving forward, moving on. Some of you may have some unexpected support coming in. Oh, look at that. Ace of Wands. You're going to be able to really move forward now. This is taking action. Yeah, you're taking action here and you're owning what's yours and your own actions and things. And I feel like that's actually what helps you get the 10 of Cups. There's some sort of ownership over, your actions. Seven of Swords, you could be dealing with someone though who they don't really take ownership of their actions, or maybe that's even a past energy for yourself, but it's like doing what's best for you, regardless of how it looks to the outside world. They may not be sure. They might say, oh, well, that was sneaky of you to like not tell me that you were quitting and you're just left. I thought we were work friends. Well, you have to do what's best for you, right? It's because I'm getting some of you could like quietly quitting or something. Okay, we have all four kings now. So here's the King of Wands, and they're taking that Ace of Wands, right? And they are moving forward. They've been through it. Maybe you've been through it, Libra. You've had some wake-up calls. You may feel as though I'm getting like kind of judgment vibes off this too. Like it's like a time of reckoning, and you're like, this ends here. I will not take this anymore. And so some of you are really closing a door, turning a page, and moving forward here. That King of Wands will not be stopped. And it can be stressful though, right? Look at the Nine of Swords here. This is kind of anxiety filled here, but you want to lean into what helps you become what makes you comfortable, what will bring you more comfort, okay, during what can be sometimes a stressful time. This time of year is definitely stressful. Change can be stressful, right? Don't focus on the monsters in your head or under your bed. Focus on the nice comforter you have there. But some of you are needing to escape this pattern of like circular thinking or doubting yourself. Maybe you're letting the past kind of influence you in some way. Look at this. There's the Judgment card that I was feeling. All right. So I think for a lot of you, if you haven't had it already, there could be this final decision that you're making when you have that Justice card and you have all these kings. I mean, the kings are good leaders. They're the ultimate leaders here. You basically have emperor energy because you have all four kings on the table. So this is like, maybe making the most out of the opportunities you have or out of your own skills and talents and abilities. And you could have somebody coming in and apologizing, like kind of begging you for forgiveness or for something else. And again, Libra, that's your decision. Okay. If it's going to help you, great. If it's not, maybe it's just time to block or something. Because I get a lot of you are focusing on your pentacles, So this also could tie into your life purpose, making decisions that are going to fit better into your whole life, not just like the day to day. With the Six of Cups here, this is you receiving your flowers here, getting some sort of blessing. For some of you, there's going to be a heart to heart conversation too. It could be someone from your past. It doesn't have to be that same person for reconciliation. And again, only you decide if you want to actually reconcile with something or not. Maybe some of you are trying to reconcile some sort of financial thing too. Oh, and get Queen of Pentacles. They say it, and then there it is. This is a Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, and this is someone who's really good with their resources too. So, and remind you, you have that King of Pentacles. And so, what's going on in your environment? Are things in your environment? Are patterns, habits, thoughts, even? Are the people? Are even your memories that you allow yourself to kind of reminisce about, are they helpful? Are they helpful to your growth, to your healing, to your life purpose, if you will? When I see Judgment card, I definitely think life purpose. And with the Star card, I mean, that makes me think maybe some of you are born to be healers. Some of you are documenting too. Maybe you're writers, you're publishing. We have the Hermit card here. We have some nice spiritual wisdom here, and there's the star and the lantern, and you have the Star card. I love when we get the Hermit and the Star card together, and it just kind of lets me know that you're letting that star out of the lantern. You have your answers, maybe you have your truth, right? And you've been maybe cautious. I feel a lot of you an energy of sort of caution. You've used some caution when necessary, but not to the point where it's limiting. So some of you are, again, you're really stepping up and stepping into stardom. Oh, yeah, and it's going to lead to a big win. Look at the Ten of Pentacles here on the bottom of the deck. There it is. This has just begun. Something here like I feel for a lot of you, your growth or like where this can go, this certain thing you're working on or wanting to bring it has only just begun. 10-10, that's a sign of a new path. You have 10-10 in your reading now. You have 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. We get 10-10 all the time. And you have 11-11, a sign of spiritual awakening. So you are drawn to higher vibrations. Again, even if in like a friend group, if a certain person you're spending time around, or a work friend even, if they're not, supporting you, or you're really not getting much out of that relationship, you can be cordial, but you don't have to like spend any more time hanging out, right? I mean, it's kind of like dating. After a few dates, if it's not working, if you're not feeling it, like you don't have to force yourself, right? Just to be nice. Sometimes Libras, and people in general, we have a tendency to, oh, well, I should be nice or I should go. They were nice enough to ask me. Do you really want to go? I mean, I don't know about you, but the older I get, the more I'm like, I don't feel obligated to things that are to people that are not really like solid or like not really we have like very, very different points of view. Unless, even if they are family, I'm like, unless they're family, then maybe you kind of feel like you really have to. But I feel like, if it's not aligning with who you are, or you're not being appreciated for who you are, Libra, all your amazing parts of you, like maybe it's time to really, you know, as this says, you're drawn to higher vibrations. Maybe you leaning more into that and going in that direction is going to be more beneficial. And I don't mean, only be around people who can help you, reach your goals. That's not what I mean. I mean, you don't want to be around people that are going to set you back with your healing or with your growth in some way, right? Like, why do that to yourself? So I don't know why that's coming in, but I am getting a focus on the people, the relationships, the company you keep, right? Oh my, okay, 10, 10, 10. Actually, it's 10, 10, 10. So there's an ending, right? And maybe it does hurt. It can be painful to say goodbye and end some relationships and things. But sometimes, we have to be that ultimate emperor, I guess, or empress, and take control here. I feel it will lead to blessings. Ending something that's not right for you is absolutely going to bring in more blessings. That's how it's going to happen. Oh my, and look, and if you don't believe me, here's another 10, because the sun is 1 and 9. That's also a 10. Now, that means to me that there's a completion, but what they want you to focus on, like with this 10 of, I always call it the new day dawning card, because there's always that sun coming up in the background, or maybe it's a sunset. I don't know, but it's like, just know that everything comes in cycles, relationships, even patterns, all that. It's, like, here we are entering into a much happier time here, a win, a victory. That's the sun card. Okay, a joyous time for Libra, and really focusing again on like what's going to help these sunflowers grow, what's going to help your personal garden grow, right? Obviously it's a metaphor, right? If you don't have a garden, that's not what I mean. I mean, if you have a garden, great, but maybe some of you don't have a physical garden. Okay. My point though is that environment has never been so important. And I think it's because a lot of us are more sensitive to energy now. I think with the astrology changing and things, I don't know, just people who didn't realize they were empathic or psychic or intuitive, or they realize it. Things are like, a lot of us are waking up, right? And we're not wanting to waste our time on like fake stuff, fake friends, fake this, fake, it's like we want to be more aligned. That's when we feel most comfortable, right? And so it's, that's no, the sunflowers, they turn to the direction of the sun, right? So it's time for you to turn to the direction of what brings you joy. So let's go ahead and get you an animal card. And we already have your angel number. Oh, is it wolf again? My goodness. So wolf shows up in readings a lot lately. So this is, here we are, wolf, card 45. And this is your crown chakra. Okay. And it says, you are a divine being, so much more majestic than you could ever imagine. Embrace your true greatness. Your leadership serves many. I love that. And bottom, you have swan. We've been getting swan too. I think it's funny because of the comet swan. But yeah, you're getting, we didn't start getting it until there was the comet named Swan. So now you have Swan. It's card 29. It's about becoming. It's heart chakra energy. Let go of what isn't authentic and become who you were born to be. Let your true self emerge. That summarizes the entire reading. Okay. So that is the reading. I have my third surprise is that I actually, if you go to schoollessintuitive.com, my website. So by the way, like the video, subscribe, leave a comment. I'd appreciate all of it. Hype the video. Thank you so much. But if you go to schoollessintuitive.com, you'll find all the offerings I order. All the things I offer with regard to readings. So I do phone readings, Zoom readings. I do readings in Reiki, video readings, like you'd get a reading like this, but it would be just for you, So that actually, I have a special going on right now, $44, 15 minutes, 1 to 2 questions. And that would be a video reading just for you. So it'd be, a video just like this, but it would be uploaded with a private link for you to share, an unlisted link that only you have. And that's only $44. So I'm doing that until my schedule is full of those, or which won't take long probably, but, and then, so just get it while you can, get it while my schedule's open. And, I try to run sales now and then. I know times are tight for everybody, I mean, including me, but, I think it's nice to kind of offer this when I can. So, hopefully some of you will take advantage of it. I've enjoyed reading and getting to know a lot of you. And so thanks so much for being here. So that's what I have for you. And I'll hopefully see you Sunday for our 10:10 Eastern Standard Time reading. Thanks so much.